Welcome, Sagittarius, to your Sagittarius November 2020 reading. It's great to see the subscribers back again. Lots of love and energy and affection to you. Always good to see you. Listen, incidentally, if you would like to have a private clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. But now, I'm going to take 5 cards for you, and we shall see what they have to say. This deck was done by a Russian guy called Yuri Sharkov. There's the 6 of Swords. He died back in the 80s, and he was quite a very well-known or well-regarded miniature painter. You know how the Russians used to do, let's come out whatever it is, the Lovers, the Emperor. Yeah, miniature artists. You know how they used to do things like little tiny paintings of things like eggs and things like that, the Russians? Well, this is the same sort of thing, and he developed this. Fortunately, it had survived, and it has made its way into my possession for the benefit of you now. So let's see what there is here too. There's the star. Gee, there's not a bad side to that card, I don't think. And there is the 8 of Cups. Look, come on round. Let's have a look at the beautiful artwork on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday, the 11th of November at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Great set of cards here for you. Look, here's an energy that's on the way out, right? So this is being and I'll tell you why it's on the way out, because this Emperor is pushing it out and the Lovers is pushing it out. Let's have a look at, it's the 8 of, have you ever had a hangover? You've ever had a hangover? Sagittarius, well, you probably have, and well, what there is going to be is, I think, for a moment that's been pushed out, you may feel as if you have a hangover, except that there has been no night before. You'll feel a sense of listlessness, I think. Why do I say that? Well, because it's Saturn ruling the first decan of Pisces, you know, the 19th of February through to the end of February. Now, Saturn. Well, Saturn is about structure, organization, discipline. It's sometimes thought to have, in one of its forms, quite a heavy energy and responsibility around it. And Pisces, of course, is intuitive, spiritual, involved in fantasy, and quite emotional. And what happens here is that we've also got the number 8 here. Now, numerologically, mystically, I have the planet of Mercury associated with the number 8, that light, airy planet of Mercury. And so with Saturn in Pisces, what we have is Saturn coming in and deadening the waters of Pisces completely. It's as if Saturn dominates and suffocates the joy of Pisces. And then, of course, there is the flightiness of Mercury in the numerology. So the overall influence represents dark Saturn with no growth. The other thing is that Mercury is in detriment in Pisces, and so we have conflict here as well. There is a sense here of lethargy, something, a little bit of melancholy, kind of giving up, feelings of giving up, choosing to leave. But the number 8 here is also about practicality, skill, manifestation, and decision. So there is a way out. Now, could it be the case that there is a feeling with you that there is some sort of a stagnation in your life? Maybe to the extent that you don't even take an interest in friends or personal projects. It's almost as if you are denying yourself pleasure, and dare I say it, being something of a martyr. Kind of a lack of effort to get up and go. Now, that could be a reaction to feeling empty in your life or without anything that fulfills you. Do you know there is an angel associated with this energy here? The angel's name is one of the 72 names of God, Re'ahael. Now, in the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible, in the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and of Islam, in the book of Psalms, I'm pretty sure it's Psalm number 16, verse 5, it says, "The Lord is my allotted share and portion. You control my fate. Now meditating on that, invoking the energy with that, with every step you take and each moment that passes, you will feel comfort, confidence, and a stronger sense of direction. Now, it could also be the case that you have some feelings of being, overly tired or drained, hungover, depleted, exhausted. I think there is a tendency with you, though, because you are so generous, sometimes there can be a tendency to overgive or to randomly overextend yourself. So this is, in a sense, a warning card here for you not to overextend yourself to the point of exhaustion. Well, be that as it may, let's now have a look at the children of the voice, the oracle of the gods divine, the lovers. Well, the lovers can speak of a great, and does in this case, speak of a great enriching love. If you're in a partnered relationship, and if you are not, you may go out and you may find someone who is your partner. Now, the thing is that you've got to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince or your princess. But love itself, what do you think about love? Well, I say this. When love beckons you, follow him. Though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword, hidden among those wings, may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste to the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Now, the astrology of this card is, for me, where it is placed, actually quite interesting, because it is Mercury ruling Gemini with Dragon's Head. You know Dragon's Head, that is the north node of the moon. The meaning of this card, I think, centers around the reconciliation of opposites. I think you need to look at all angles before making a decision. You could be called upon to be a mediator or a peacemaker among people having arguments and disputes. And I think you definitely need to look at harmony in relationships. Now is the time, I think, when you are to make a major life choice on the direction ahead of you. Now, it may not even seem to be such a major choice at this time, but when in the future you look back, you'll go, aha, it was the case. I did make that decision at that time. Now, it can indicate a mutual attraction and a sexual connection, but this is a major arcana, so I'd be very reluctant to say it was a one-night stand. Now, I hope you've got your seatbelt fastened, because you are going to be very attractive to other people during this time. You will have... but again, I'm still getting choices to make here. Maybe entering into partnerships of some degree or other. Could be romantic, or could be social, or could be business. Being at a sort of a crossroads. And maybe going into a project or business with somebody else. Certainly, it can be the case that you fall in love, and there is a great degree of commitment around here, possibly even one that leads to an engagement. And if you happen to be in this situation, you may find that you need to make a choice between lovers. You will have an extraordinary gift of dealing with people of all ages, and an acute understanding of paradox and opposition and polarity. Really, a relationship is a focus here. and you'll be committed to the unification of things, bringing people together. Now, if you're not a therapist at the moment, then you'd certainly be a good therapist, because you'll have a very good ability to get inside other people's headspace. Now, it may be that relationship is an issue for you now, and if that's the case, it's time for expanding and deepening some relationships. But it is also the time, I think, for pruning off others. There can be a time of triangularity in relationships, and although it can be a time of marriage for some people it is one of separation and divorce as they work out what it is that they want to do with their life. Well, I'm going to have a look now at the Lord of Earned Success. The Lord of Earned Success, that most people call the Six of Swords. Now, why do I call it that? Well, first of all, I have Mercury ruling the second decan of Aquarius, 30th of January to about the 9th of February. Now here, the airy planet of Mercury finds itself in the fixed sign of air, which is Aquarius. Now, you know what a fixed sign is. There is a cardinal sign of the element, there is a fixed sign of the element, and then there is the mutable sign of the element. In the suit of fire, for example, the cardinal is Aries, the fixed sign is Leo, and the mutable, changeable, adaptable sign is Sagittarius. So you are the mutable sign. But in this case, of course, what I have here is in the Mercury in Aquarius, in the second decan of Aquarius. Now, Mercury happens to be exalted in Aquarius, which is really good, because it means that the very great nature of Mercury is shown in its best light. So it highlights the intellectual qualities of this energy. Now, Aquarius is an air sign, which is detached and intellectual by nature. And Mercury's ability to analyze brings a clear perspective going forward. Now, the astrology suggests, to me, in any event, a somewhat detached but balanced assessment of a situation is needed. You need to analyze something without balance and without too much emotion to get the best result. Now, Aquarius is also the sign of innovation and originality. And so this energy can also represent the communication of ideas that are new or even unconventional in a really orderly way such that other people are able to get hold of it. So you're going to be analyzing and unifying your ideas, and you're going to obtain something of an all-encompassing vision, an all-embracing understanding. There is the intellectual clarity also, which has come from learning from difficult experiences, right, that you've had. And you have grown through tough times, haven't you? And now you have a handle on life. And you can make intelligent decisions that will benefit your life. There is a greater level of awareness to your thinking and actions. That can also mean here, and I'm getting the feeling that there is a situation that you haven't really been able to come to grips with, but now it's getting better. You're now thinking out a better approach in dealing with the situation. You possess the ability to perceive on different levels and from different perspectives. Your understanding of things unites many different aspects. Ask yourself this: where are and what are the ruts in your life? Now trust your insights at this time. Communicate in a way others will understand, and that rose which is inside you, allow it to burst out and into the sun so that the rose can unfold. And say to yourself, the rose of recognition blossoms in my heart. And gee, you've got something of an affinity for Aquarius, I think, at this time. As I'm going to have a look at this. This is the star, and as most people call it. Do I call it that? No, I call it the daughter of the firmament. Now this time, it is Saturn ruling Aquarius with Neptune exalted. And remember, every man and every woman is a star. Aquarius is, I think as we were hinting at before, all about the individual and uniqueness, and yet it has an overall humanitarian outlook. Well, the star shares these qualities in that it is trying to remind you about the divinity and uniqueness within you, while encouraging you to be a conduit for bringing down your highest potential. So the thoughts that are coming through here are inspiration, a lot of inspiration, but the crystallization of the thoughts that you are inspired by, self-recognition, radiation, radiating out that attractiveness of you during this period. You will, of course, as a result of that Six of Swords, have gained, and this is confirming it, a clear vision and a trust in yourself. And also, I think, something of a connection to universal intelligence. There is associated with this energy here hope and happiness, opportunities and optimism. And this is a time when you are being bathed in cosmic blessings. Your self-confidence and self-esteem are going to rise. And I think that there is also going to be with you a desire to bring something new about, to bring something new into being. This is, I think, saying that this is a great time for you because you're going to feel fulfilled and inspired by life. This is getting overrun by this card, as I said. But it's a reminder for you to follow your dreams, and those dreams which give you the most inspiration. Now be open to love and trust. Go along for the ride and trust creation and what it brings. Now encouragement is now being given that, although I think you have had testing times in the past, now is the time to move forward with renewed hope and live an inspired life that you can express yourself fully. And I'm also confident, or conscious rather, of this Emperor card sitting underneath it. No coincidences here. Let your star rise and stay in contact with the earth. Trust your environment and find ways to let others share in it. You will be tested and recognized by the fruits you bear. And you maybe ask yourself, are you totally fulfilled in your present area of work? And check to see if you are doing everything possible to bring your ideas to fruition. Have these thoughts in mind. My creative powers of imagination and my connection to all-encompassing consciousness show me the way to realize my ideas. I am a radiant light being. I am a star that walks upon a bigger star. I see what can be of benefit to people around me now and into the future. Well, that takes us then to your final card for this month, and let's have a look at it. Here he is. These Russian onion domes there. That, I figure, is a figure of Saint George, who is a patron saint in the Russian Orthodox Church for Russia. Well, this is the child of the power of the waters, the Lord of triumph, of light. And it is here, the moon ruling Cancer, with Jupiter, your planet, exalted. And this is saying, you now are going to have victory over adversity. You have come through a difficult period, and now you're starting to come out of it and you're overcoming it. You are also going to have the courage to act. It's all very well having the idea to act, but having the courage to go and act, do things, that's what's important. You're going to move forward. You're having success over previous life patterns, and I think there might be something of a focus on self-discipline for you, maybe even a period there where there's some rest and contemplation, moving forward towards higher goals is definitely the case for you. But really much this real energy of triumph in the face of adversity, overcoming problems, and success with really little or no support from other people. You may, however, go to the aid of other people during this time. Now, you will be, I think, in this period, someone who is gifted in getting things underway. You'll be able to move people and situations and projects and handle multiple projects, multiple ideas and interests at the same time. I think you will need change and variety, and I don't think you're going to have any regard at all for anything which is dull and boring. Now, I don't think you're necessarily going to be a detail person at this time, but you will be able to get on top of details if it's necessary. Rather, I think your interest is going to be in something who's more of a generalist, someone who's interested in a whole bunch of different things at the same time. Certainly it's a time of movement forward for you, possibly job changes, getting projects underway. Look, the oncoming change promises to lead to a positive phase of your life. Ready yourself. Put your affairs in order, spruce up your surroundings, and examine the possibilities which are now coming your way. Now, you're going to leave a lot behind. And maybe ask yourself, what area of your life will be changing? Are you ready to ring out the old and ring in the new? Seek or create for yourself a loving, secure environment. There you can plan the change or journey. I think your body also needs attention and some activity now, doesn't it? Say this to yourself. I am putting my life in order and preparing for the new beginning. I motivate others positively. I am responsible for what I cause, and I accomplish things well and with ease. And so you do. Great job, Sagittarius. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I, for one, really enjoyed doing that reading, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. Now, until I see you next month, remember one thing, and one thing always, and it is this, that you are a legend, and I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.